Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class. Our textbook is Weekend 3 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 9, My School is Cool Phonics, which can be seen on pages 72 and 73. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Saleh Al-Ajan. So let's begin. Quick revision in our last lesson. In our last lesson, we had an interesting exercise where in this exercise, what we did is we got to know our English rules. And we said that in our English class rules here, we need first to listen to the rules and also trying to match them together from this exercise. And after this, we can make either add pictures to these rules, or even we can make a poster like this. Why is this important? Because it will help us to improve our English, and by speaking English, and also to improve our classroom, and also to our learning ways. So let's listen one more time to these rules and also to remind ourselves and try to match them as well. So here in the last exercise about our English class rules, let's read. Here we have verbs, and what we need to do is to match them with the other clauses so we can have one rule. So for example, if I said, don't shout, speak clearly. Don't shout, speak clearly. So here what you need to do is just to match from don't shout to speak clearly. Now, let's try to listen to the second one or the second rule, and then we can continue with the rest. The second rule we have is listen. Listen to the teacher. Listen to the teacher. So this is the second rule, and what we need to do here is to match listen to the teacher. Now let's listen for the third rule. The third rule that starts with stand up. Stand up when you present. Stand up when you present. So here we need to match the verb stand up with the clause which is when you present. Stand up when you present. Now let's listen to the fourth one. The fourth one is ask. Ask for help when you have a problem. Ask for help when you have a problem. So here we have our fourth rule, which is ask for help when you have a problem. And next we have don't forget. Don't forget to do your homework. Don't forget to do your homework. So here we need to match don't forget with to do your homework. And next we have use. Use your CD when you study English. Use your CD when you study English. So here we need to match use with your CD when you study English. And next we have don't make. Don't make too much noise when you play games. Don't make too much noise when you play games. So here we match don't make with too much noise when you play games. This will leave us with the last one, which is speak. Speak English in class. Speak English in class. So here you go. These were our 8 rules, 8 English class rules that we did listen to and we did match from last time. So it's very important. Let's comment on these rules one more second. It's very important that we don't shout, to speak clearly so people can understand what we're saying. Also, for the second rule, it is important that you listen to the teacher with all the information he or she has to give. And also, it is important to stand up when you present something. If you have a poster of of these rules, for example, or if you have poster of any topic or subject related to English, it's very important when you present it is to stand up, and also to ask for help when you have a problem. If you have any kind of problem, it's very important that you show up hand and you ask your teacher for help or ask older people for help. It's very important that it will make you get the need that you or the help that you need. And also, don't forget to do your homework. This is very important. When we study in our school and in the class, it's very important to reflect on our understanding and comprehension of the lessons we learned and how we do this by doing our homework at home. And also to use your CD when you study English. When you study English, it's very important that you listen to audios and maybe you watch videos relating to your English subject. Will help you even learn better. And also don't make too much noise when you play games. Whenever you play games, it's very important that you keep quiet so you don't annoy people who are around you. And finally, the most important rule here, which is speak English in class. It's very important that you try to practice your English. And there is no better place of practicing and speaking English other than your English classroom. So try to follow all of these rules as it will help you to improve your English. So now let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. At the end of this lesson, we hope to recognize and produce the consonant blends SC, SK, and SQ, and write some sentences about school, and also write words correctly. So let's begin. I would like you here, please, to open your books on page 72. I would like you, please, to open your books on page 72. On page 72, with the first exercise, here what we need to do is to listen, point, and practice. So here, as you can see, we have these blends of consonant vowels, and what we need to do is to listen to it, to these different sounds, and also to listen to the words below. So here, for example, we have the first sound that starts with S and C, and also the other one that starts with S and K, and then S and Q. And what we need to do here is we're going to listen to three different words that starts with these sounds. So let's start with the first one. The first word we have is scarf. Scarf. Say after me. Scarf. The second one that starts with S and K says sky. Sky. Say after me. Sky. And then the other word that starts with S and Q, which is square. Square. Say after me. Square. Very good. So here you go. We have the three important words that starts with these blends. The first one is scarf, sky, square. Scarf, sky, and square. Now, not only this, but also we have other words that starts with these blends. So here what we're going to do, you're going to listen and complete the words. Use either SC or SK or SQ. So here we're going to start one by one. I'm going to point and say the word. And I would like you, once you listen to this word, is to write down the letters here. Either you write SK or SC or SQ. So let's start with the first picture. The first picture here is for the word sky. Sky. Very well. So this is the first word, sky. So what we need to write here, do we have to write SC or SK or SQ? What do you think? Of course, here we need to write S and K, sky. Now let's listen to the second one. The second word here we have is square, square. So, with the word square, what we should fill in these two letters with? Do we have to fill it in with SC or SK or S and Q? Here we should write it with S and Q, square. Now let us move on to the last one. The last one for our first part here is scarf, scarf. Very well. So, what we should write here? Scarf. What are the two set of letters that we need to write here? It is, of course, S and C, scarf. Now, let's see the second part. Let's start with the first one. The first one is skate, skate. So, what we should write here? Do we have to fill it in with SC, SK, or SQ? Here we should put S and K, skate. The second one is squeeze, squeeze. So the second one, squeeze. What should we complete it with? SC or SK or SQ? Here we should complete it with S and Q, squeeze. Now the third one, scary, scary. So here what we should write? Here we should write S and C, scary. Now let us move on to the last and the third part here. Let's start with the first one. The first one is skirt, skirt. So skirt, which is a clothing, what we should continue it with SC or SK or SQ. What do you think? Here we should fill it in with S and K. Now let's listen to the second one. The second one is squid, squid. So here what we should write it with? Squid. Here with squid we should write S and Q, squid. Now, as for the third word, which is scan, scan. Very well. So what we should write scan with? Here scan starts with S and C, scan. Very well. So here we have continued all of these words with either SK, SQ, and SC. So now you can say, you can mention at least 3 words that starts with these letters, SC, like scan, scarf, and also with the SQ like squid, square, and also with SK like sky and skirt. So now let us move on to the third one. Write what they are doing. So on your books, you will see different pictures. So for the first picture, you can see on page 72 for this exercise, can you have a look at this person and tell me what exactly is he doing? He is, and the thing that he does starts with S and Q. So can you remember what is the verb that starts with S and Q? He is squeezing oranges. He is squeezing oranges, as we can see here and as you can see on your books. So what do we mean by squeezing oranges? We mean by squeezing oranges is he is making orange juice. And for number 2, what is this man doing? He is doing a thing that starts with S and K. So can you think of something or some sport that starts with S and K? It is skydiving, which is of course a dangerous sport to do. Now, on your books also you will see a third picture in number 3. It is also about a sport that relates to sea and also that starts with S and C. Can you recall or can you think of what this sport might be? it is scuba diving. So you can say he is scuba diving. Now, this is regarding the exercises we have on the first page. Now, I'd like you to turn to page 73. On page 73, what we need to do is we're going to read and then write about our school, and we can use photos and even draw some pictures. So let's read and then we can after this learn to write. So I live in a small town. I have a lot of friends and we all go to the same school. Our school is really cool. There are about 20 classrooms, a library, a big yard, and an art workshop. The principal's office and the teacher's lounge are on the ground floor. There are smart classrooms in our school with computers, projectors, and interactive boards. We really like using our smart classroom. So here in this reading, we talked about, or what we read is, different things about our schools. We talk about where is it exactly, in a small town, and we have a lot of friends, and we have almost 20 classroom and other facilities like art workshop. And also we said that where is the principal offices and the teacher's lounge. And also we talk about the smart classrooms with projectors, computer, and interactive boards. So here we need to take all of this information to try to write on our own. So here, for example, we would like you to write about your school. First, to say where you live. Say, for example, I live in Riyadh or I live in Jeddah. And our school has maybe 20 classrooms, and it has an art room and also a science lab. So you can think of all the things or rooms that your school have, and you write it here, and you can share it with your teacher so he can know the progress you can get after reading this text. So here, at the end, it's very important that you say, read, and write words beginning with SC, SK, and SQ, and also to read about someone's school and write about my own school. This will help you to have extra love for your school. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.